Try language. Yeah, okay. She's trilingual. However, Brazil is a home record. DJ Bilo said he'd go to Jamaica. Portuguese is a hard language to learn. No fala português. No fala português. Você me louco. That's it. She fine enough. Y'all ain't gotta talk. She'll be fine if she don't talk back. See, that's why dog is man's best friend, because the dog just bark.
Well, my homie was messing with this Brazilian chick who didn't speak no English before. All they did was, got to it, and that was it. That was it.
See? So my sister is now on live. Put something down in Portuguese. Well, thank you, Marcus Beats. I appreciate that. It has helped me today because it got cold outside. Quick, y'all. Quick.
I don't know.
The book is on the table.
She seemed like an angel from heaven. 50 seconds.
Yeah, she's an angel from heaven because you didn't have to hear that mouth.
All she did
but when you all understand,
and then dipped and came back the same like clockwork the next day. Every on his doorstep, knocking on his door.
See, that's because you all are simple creatures, but you don't want.
Men are simple creatures.
That's what I said. You
all.
are.
Oh, I thought you meant us.
Just the tools of use. No, not just the tools of use. Bon dia. Muy amor para mija, my love. What does that mean, Todd? Oh, she got much love from her sister. For her sister, that's my baby. That's my baby sister. I love her. Black history. No, don't look like it. It is. You just picked that up and said, "I'm gonna go."
No dryer messed me up.
And it is Women's History Month, and we celebrate one Black woman in history every day this month. Today's spotlight is on Ella Baker. She was a powerful force behind the civil rights movement whose belief in grassroots leadership helped shape modern activism. She served as a field secretary and branch director of the NAACP and helped organize conferences with the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and played a key role in founding the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee, otherwise known, of course, America loves her acronyms, SNCC. Baker also supported the freedom rides and voter registration efforts across the South, empowering everyday people to organize, protest, and make their voices heard. And what a befitting person to honor today as we are on the eve of Election Day, and a lot of what we are enjoying today in terms of being able to protest, understanding how civil unrest is supposed to go, because there are rules to everything in America, of course, and we owe a debt of gratitude to Ella Baker. Y'all, stay tuned. It's getting ready to go down right here on the Brunch Bunch. Yeah, don't try that. That ain't gonna work. Look, can y'all look and see what he's doing?
She's gonna put it on blast.
Yeah, look, don't keep doing your ironing. This is ironing, y'all. I don't know what kind of modern day.
You better off just sitting in it, bro. Your body heat on you.
I know.
That's the best you're gonna get, bro.
This is crazy. What's up, G Sharp, Sitar? I appreciate you. It's raining here in North Carolina. It's 71 degrees. I'll take it. I'll take that, though. I'll take the 71 degrees and raining. But you know what? In Chicago, I've noticed, even though we are historically, and I'm talking about way before my time, way before my mom's time, we are historically season changers, right? And people used to be able to change their patterns with the seasons. So when it snowed, people were able to drive in the snow. When it rained, people were able to drive in the rain. In the last 10 years, people have lost their minds. They don't really understand how to do any of that here in Chicago anymore.
The West Side doesn't know what a storm drain is.
That's what I was saying.
They don't know what a storm drain is.
Snow, bro.
Me too.
The South Side was rough last night too, bro.
West side, it was like I was doing a boat.
Bro, really?
That's unbelievable.
I almost lost my car in there, bro. I was
scared. I saw the bus. I was like,
no, because under the viaducts on the West Side, invariably, it's all wet. Like the kids, if it was warm enough, the kids could take their boats and all their little sand and water play toys and have a field day. However, It was 31 degrees. No, it was 31 degrees. Yeah, you can't do that thing.
43rd was a river. 47 was a river. 55th was. I had to go through it.
You know why though? Because, let me tell you why. Because Streets and Sands, they closed the sewers.
I figured they died though.
So that it doesn't hit downtown. They close the sewers up. And the more you know, the better you can talk to your politicians.
Well,
And
that has got to.
it's been going on like that for over 20 years though.
You just pull up, you see it, you be like,
I stopped in the middle. My girl was like, go around. I was like, no, we're going home. It's too much rain.
I looked, bro. I went to 43rd. I was like, nah, that's too much. 47, no, I can't do that with me.
So let me tell you though, Chicago is in a better place than most places. You know how on the West Coast you get all that flooding, you get the mudslides, and that's because of the elevation in Chicago. Elevation in Chicago is like 6%.
Oh, I thought we're not sea level?
No, we're 6% above sea level, which is why we don't have all of the things that like the coastal livers do. And it's probably one of the best places to live in terms of surviving major natural disasters. No, flatlands will actually be moist grounds for tornado destruction. Yeah, especially those cyclones.
They had one a couple days ago.
Yeah, two people passed. That was huge. What's up? I am white. Adam said he is too.
That's hilarious. So hey, look, yesterday I did the
No, I know it's I am Whitney, but it really says I am Whitney.
Get that tag. That's a
No, her tag is I am Whitney, but I looked at it. So Marcus, I do know that there is going to be a part 2 of Kingdom Reign, and I'm going to be in it as well. But we're working on another movie right now. I definitely got killed.
How you gonna be dead?
Because we go back in time.
Okay.
So in the time when I was alive, that's when we go. So do you know how many movies go back and people come back?
Yeah. 56 died like
7. He died a total of 7 times. 50 Cent got more laughs than almost a cat in Power. But I mean, it's his joint, so of course he would.
I know I died, but I'm Jesus over here.
Oh, okay. You hear me telling people I'm keeping the lights on over here, stars. Okay. But I'm fade that because I really want to do this.
Be fabulous. Be social.
Yeah, we got to make sure that ain't.
Be
Oh, thank you so much, Marcus. He's my favorite director to work with.
Be quiz.
Yeah, I really appreciate that. Gerald, thank you so much for joining. Appreciate you. All of you, if you have voted, put it in the chat. I voted.
And get your favorite fragrance today. That's BE.
I don't want to know who you voted for. Kinda 31. But I just want to know that you voted.
On the Brunch Bunch.
So keeping with the voting season, I got some statistics for you guys. Chicago's early voting turnout for 2026 Illinois primary is higher than elections past officials have to say about this. This is what past officials have to say. So early voting in Chicago for the 2026 Illinois primary is off to a stronger start than in recent midterm election cycles, according to the officials of the Chicago Board of Elections. So thousands of voters have already cast ballots, signaling increased engagement ahead of the March 17th, and that's tomorrow in case your numbers are off, primary election, which will determine nominees for several major races, including U.S. Senator, Illinois Governor, and Cook County Board President. So voting opportunities have expanded across the city and suburbs to make participation easier. Early voting sites opened in all 50 wards, as well as dozens of additional locations throughout suburban Cook County, including village halls, libraries, recreation centers, and courthouses. And in case you weren't listening to me at the top of the hour, those early voting poll places are still open today. No line, no wait, no traffic. Where residents in suburban Cook County are allowed to vote at any of these sites, regardless of where they live within the county, giving voters flexibility if they want to cast their ballot before Election Day. Again, Election Day is tomorrow. The city has also introduced a larger downtown voting super site at 137 South State Street, designed to accommodate more voters at once and improve accessibility. Well, the facility can serve about 80 voters at one time, and it includes additional voting machines, offers material in multiple languages, along with accessible ballot options for voters with disabilities. And again, that's 137 South State Street. Election officials say the space was built specifically for voting operations and is not connected to the internet, which helps maintain election security. Early turnout numbers have already suggested higher participation than in previous midterm primaries. At one point during the early voting period, more than 3,600 people had already voted in Chicago, compared to about 2,100 voters during the same time frame in 2022 primary, and fewer than 2,000 and in 2018. Well, mail-in voting is also increasing significantly, with the number of ballots returned to mail nearly tripled compared with earlier cycles. Election officials encourage residents to take advantage of early voting if they want to avoid potential issues on election day, such as bad weather. And it snowed in Chicago. And I got some reports from the South too. It's been snowing in the South in certain parts, such as bad weather, illness, and schedule conflicts. Well, by voting early or by mail, residents can ensure their votes are heard while also helping reduce lines and congestion at polling places where the official primary election takes place tomorrow. Overall, officials say early numbers are encouraging signs of voters' engagement. And so with the expanded locations, improved facilities, and multiple ways to cast their vote, Chicago election leaders hope the momentum continues as primary approaches. The more residents participate in shaping the political future of Illinois and the county of Cook. Well, I can tell you today I early voted on 116th Street. And when I tell you, they were as friendly as the people in the Chick-fil-A line. I'm telling you, Chick-fil-A. No, the people in Chick-fil-A treat you better than your family. Forget about what you heard. I'm telling you what I know. And these people at the polls over on 116th Street were amazing. Of course, it was littered in the front with all of the different candidate signs. I was encouraged by that. But from the moment I got out the car to the time I stepped into the polling place to the time I walked out, engaged, happy, not begrudging. Like, they were really excited about being there. Wow. And so it makes it a very nice experience. And, I've been in polling places where they want to ask me for 5 IDs, which is illegal. And of course, I knew that. So I was like, you know what? You're not getting one, but I'm going to need that ballot, right? And so you got to know your rights. You got to know what is protocol in different voting places, and not different voting places, but in different states. You got to know what your rights are. Absolutely. And in some states, you are not required. In Illinois, you are not required to show an ID unless there is an address discrepancy.
Well, I didn't know even about the address thing. I didn't know I could just bring my mail.
See, all you got to do is keep on listening. And I promise you, I'm going to take you to school. All right. In a minute, I'm going to take you further than to school. We got Commissioner Tower Stamps joining us right here in the studio. Y'all, she always has a wealth of knowledge to share with you. And today is no different. So keep it locked right here on the Brunch Bunch.
I think Deb came to the building.
Who?
Deb, I think.
Oh, really? And Deb is... What's up, Miss Tara? How are you? You look like you're ready for battle in a really fashionable way. Hi, my sweetie. How are you? I haven't seen you in so long.
In a really fashionable
twin. Yes, in a really fashionable way. I'm loving this jacket, girl.
Thank you. I did this over the weekend.
You did that yourself?
Yeah.
You hot glued it?
I be doing stuff.
You be doing stuff.
And
you be doing stuff, girl.
I be doing stuff. Okay, y'all sent me a stream yard. What was I supposed to do with that?
So that's just
the same thing you've been doing with it every time you come here. You've been here 7 times.
I know, right? I be slow every time.
No, you don't.
I'm like, okay, what they saying is something.
Wait, how do I have President?
It's gonna show you. Let me flip you the Wi-Fi. So
there you go.
Why don't I have question? These are Prep Winkle's questions. Why don't I have Tara Steps' questions? No, they're not on the back. Somebody better give me some Tara Stamps questions.
You better get them for her.
Before the end of this song. They might be, but I only see, and I don't see the intro for President Pretwinkle.
Oh, that's what Justice sent. Hold on, man.
That's what Justice sent you. So
He ain't sent me no fucking thing. How would he gonna do that? Wait, you gotta.
maybe it was just anyway, whatever it is, let's get we need it fixed in the mix.
I'm just gonna ask you whatever you want to say. Hey, do you have questions for
And an intro for Pretwinkle.
around the same sheets? Right here.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay, they're at the bottom from 6 to
from
6 to 9.
6 to 9.
How about if you just read, Tamir?
That's what we did, bro.
However, where is the intro for Pretwinkle? Don't assume I know.
I could probably write one if I need to while y'all do
Okay, well, get on it. I don't want to be fumbling the ball. We are 9-ball fumblers up in this
Up
piece.
in her.
Up in her.
You got a minute and a half. Let me know when you're ready.
Okay.
I knew it was.
Wait a minute. What did you say, Philo? What was his video about? Why was he at In-N-Out Burger? And it was the Grammys. I mean, it was the Oscars.
I'll go in and out every time.
You would?
Yeah.
If you win an Oscar and you go to jail, there's something wrong fundamentally.
Kill Mike.
What do you guys think?
He wanted
That was the Grammys, no?
nobody. They just I was asking Philo because he was saying Michael B. Jordan went to In-N-Out after he won the Oscar. So then he talking about, well, I'd rather go there than in jail.
Oh wow.
Killer Mike, come on now. Michael B. Jordan's name does not say that he's on his way to jail. Killer Mike does have a different kind of.
I know it's Killer Mike, but that's not what it is.
No, I know his music is not about that, and I really like Killer Mike. However, I'm just saying, you know.
You got 15 seconds.
I'm sure Jameer wants you to take some pictures. He likes that.
Hey. Send it to me, Bilo. I would love to see that. I'm so
Where's
proud
the
of him.
action, Jackson?
I'll tell you what's going on.
Didn't Tiana get one too? She didn't.
Well, before we get into Commissioner Tara Stamp's interview, I got to give a big shout out to Michael B. Jordan, who won an Oscar last night. Y'all, that is a very exclusive population of Black men who have won. What was he? Best actor? Best actor for Sinners. And of course he played, it was very well deserved because he played two opposing characters and he played them to a bus. Speaking of playing something to a bus, Tara Stamps is killing this commissioner job. And when I tell you, we are excited to have her back on the Brunch Bunch and the two leaders who are at the forefront of shaping policy and protecting communities across Cook County. First, we welcome her again, as I aforementioned. This is probably her 7th time here, and we can't ever get enough of her. She's a passionate educator, an organizer, and advocate for equality, equity, and opportunity for the 1st District. And calling in with us today is Cook County Board President Tony Pretwinkle, who I happened to see at the polls when I went to vote this morning. Yeah, and I didn't say to her, I know you're going to be on the show later, because I was like, yeah, I threw up them deuces. But together we're here to talk about how local government is stepping up to support working families and why civic engagement matters now more than ever. Let's give a big Brunch Bunch. Welcome back to Tara Stamps. And you got your twin with you.
Yes, he's here. I'll post it up. I'm so blessed. All of my children are grown, and so they can, look out for me.
For those of you who are not looking at us online, you are missing this fashionista up in here, because when she tells me she did it herself, y'all gonna want to do this, and this could be your new business.
Yeah. I started off with the ties. I was going to Africa, and I was like, I don't want to dip into any of my money, so I started doing the ties. So I do the ties, and I raised the money to take myself to Africa.
Wow.
So now it's,
what? You're so enterprising, and you bring all of those skills to the seat that you serve from the people that you service. So you've been championing youth-focused initiatives like Shop Talk, sharing hope
Yeah.
and overcoming pressure. Why is the youth mental health such a critical investment right now, and particularly in this election season? Why are you
Like,
highlighting it?
if you all don't know, our babies is really just chronic brain injury.
Mm.
And the reason that was concerning to me, because again, I was watching young people, and particularly the suicide rate amongst young Black people. And if you correlate that a suicide rate to young Black men who are also athletes, you start seeing some very similar markers to the NFL players who had, postmortem was diagnosed with CTE. But I partnered with Liz Nicholson, who runs the CTE Foundation nationally.
Yeah.
She's a Chicagoan, but she runs it nationally. Her husband is a retired football player, and she actually sued successfully the NFL for CTE damage. And so what we've been able to do at Cook County, when I raised this issue, now county has committed to not only doubling down and enforcing the state laws around student athletics that are already in place, but now we have a whole new way in which we're going to be looking at young people who present with concussions so that they are getting a full battery of wraparound services, and not just, oh, he has a headache and we're going to give him this, but and it's not just like football, it's soccer, it's contact sports. And sometimes young people can even fall off a bicycle and have a brain injury. So when young people now present with a concussion, Cook County Health and Hospitals has created a whole program and process for examining those injuries more seriously, because what we are seeing in our young people is depression, anxiety, inability to cope, headaches, depression, just all of these
That
other
lead to suicide.
violence and suicide rate.
Yeah.
The suicide rate amongst young Black boys is astounding, and it is 3 times the suicide rate of any other ethnic group right now.
And it's new because
And
it
it's new.
wasn't
That was
like
not always
that
the
before.
case.
But
with
how
us.
how innovative is that to make trauma informed people out of clinicians, because that's where they tell their deepest darkest secrets to anyway. And so it's good that they can come back with a trained comeback, because it's just what you think prior to. Now
Sure.
actually informing them and training them to be trauma informed. But let me ask you something, Commissioner. Why do you think that it is impacting young Black men at a alarming rate as opposed to young Black women?
Well, I think my thinking would be the services are not always put in place for young Black boys. Like, okay, we got young Black men in here. Like, who do young Black men trust? Who are they going to tell somebody did something to them?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Our boys are raised, our young men are raised to, you know, what happens in my house stays in my house. You know, boys don't cry. Like all of those basically techniques that was self-harm inflicting, because Black boys in particular were not taught to and not given permission to have a safe space to talk about the atrocities that they might have been experiencing and the traumas that they might have been experiencing, where young women kind of have that, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're a young lady, you say, oh, this somebody touched me inappropriately. There's a place to go for that. Or if there's harm in a relationship, there are safe places to go for that. There are not necessarily those safe places for young men. And I think a lot of our young men have internalized the trauma. And so this is what I believe happens with anger.
Mm-hmm.
And hurt and harm. It either explodes or implodes. The danger that we are facing right now is that our young people are doing both simultaneously. So they are killing themselves and each other.
Mm. So how do these programs like SNAP and healthcare access and housing stability or instability directly affect families in our communities? And I know you see this impact on a day-to-day basis. And then how does that correlate to some of the things that you've been talking about thus far?
Well, I think that, first of all, if you don't hear me say anything else, understand that politics is personal, that every political decision that we make, every right that we think we have, it was a policy decision that made that so. And so whether or not you get SNAP benefits is a policy decision, to the point that right now, millions of Illinoisans are at stake, are in danger of losing their SNAP benefits if they basically don't either have an indentured servitude job where you're working to get your SNAP benefits, volunteering with 80 hours of volunteer hours, I think a week or something like that, a month, and or
80 hours a week.
I think it's 80 hours a month.
Okay.
I take it back. I think it's 80 hours a month that you got to prove, or it could be a combo package.
Yes.
Like you can work some hours and you can volunteer some hours.
But some people
Like,
don't have that
some
ability.
people cannot, right? And you have to go on this website and write that you are doing this, or else May 1st, hundreds of thousands of Illinoisans, May 1st, will be cut from their SNAP benefits. And the thing that I really want to amplify just with that is that we have seniors that are on SNAP, elders who cannot work. We have those young people, we have babies, children who are in danger of not getting SNAP benefits. And then also we are in danger of minimum of 80 hours a month. We are in danger of, what I want to say is, we have so many people that are walking around with disabilities that are invisible. Mm-hmm. Right. And so
it looks like you can do it.
It looks like you can do it,
but you can't.
But you cannot, whether it's an actual physical diagnosis that happened in your big, like if you are diabetic, you may not be able to do that. If you are allergic, you may, like, there's some other things. If you've been diagnosed with depression, bipolarity, some other things, you may not be able to do that.
And depending on the environment in which you're going to work, or the environment in which you're going to volunteer, you don't know what those triggers are.
Mm-hmm.
But I do understand that there should be, for those people who should, but
Absolutely.
The rest of them, there should be a carve out.
It should be something. And
Yeah.
So we're really trying to get the word out to any of our Cook County residents that are receiving SNAP benefits. Really go and see what you must do to retain those benefits immediately, particularly if you are an adult without minor children. That is the population that's going to be impacted quickly, which is May 1st. But down the line, which is really, we want to rave the alarm for this as well. And I don't want to get into the weeds of it, but there is a bill now that the federal government has made the state responsible for a portion of the SNAP benefit cost. The state of Illinois' bill is $800,000. It's due by October. If the state of Illinois does not pay that $800,000 by October, the federal government will cut all SNAP benefits for the state of Illinois.
Well, it is personal. You started out saying politics is personal, and this sounds like a personal vendetta that Trump has.
Yes. And we know we've been, blue states have been under attack, and probably chief among them has been Illinois. And that's because we had the audacity to fight back, right? We had the audacity to Cook County, credit over the Cook County president, you know, when ICE showed up in our county, she said, okay, we can't get you off the sidewalk, but you will not be on county property.
Right.
So she made that the same, the mayor did the same thing. You cannot be on city of Chicago property. So we are trying to fight back in all the ways that we can, fight ICE back, because this president has declared war on his own citizens. And so we are living under threat and hurt and harm by our own citizenry, by masked men who are untrained, have not received an ounce or iota of training. And while we're talking about SNAP benefits, I know you guys heard in the news the billions of dollars that they spend at the Pentagon on lobster and steak, as we talk about cutting SNAP benefits for elders and children.
Yes.
Right? It is like this diabolical nature of what is at stake. Everybody should be up in arms, and everybody should be taking on their right to vote, which is why, you know, if I could just pivot just a little bit, again, I don't live in the problem, I live in the solution. And so my answer to this is that we have to raise up a new army of civically engaged, socially conscious, intelligent electorate. And so I, in partnership with Cook County Clerk Monica Gordon, are raising up what we're calling,
isn't she?
Yes, Defenders of Democracy.
I love it.
And so last week we had a celebration because in the 3 Proviso high schools, we registered over 300 young people to be new voters. And then right after this primary, I'm going to be taking it out to the high schools in the 1st district, where we're starting this initiative called, I'm calling it Voter Education and Registration is a Family Affair. I know you may remember when you turned 18, just like I did, you had to go register to vote. And you not only registered, but you knew it was your duty to vote.
Oh, it was a
must in my household. And so I want to get back to that, because I think when you talk to young people now who might be 17, 18 years old, 21, 20, whatever, they're coming from households that don't vote. And so rather than say, you know, tell young people, oh, you need to vote, no, we're going to talk to the family about what's at stake. So I've already got a commitment from 3 of the high schools on the west side in the 1st district to come in from 5:30 to 7:30 in the evening when folk get off work, to come in, break bread together, and talk about what's at stake and why they need to be not only registered voters, but participate in this our democracy that our ancestors, as you very well know, paid for in blood. Right.
You know what I love? I love the name Defenders of Democracy, but I'm saddened at the fact that we have to defend the democracy. It is
so sad.
Yes. But I don't know if you've seen this, but I have seen along the campaign trail that there's been a shift among young people because of the last election. In fact, that people didn't go after the vote because they just did not go vote, right? So when you think about it, 6 to 8% of millennials and Gen Zers vote. And so that's really not a target for a candidate to go for. But this has shifted. Have you seen that?
I haven't seen all of the data, but I do know that they're coming out in great numbers. And I do know that our young people, thank God for them, because I do believe that our survival, really, and I do mean survival, is at the epicenter. It is at the conveyance, the intersection of the lived experience and wisdom of our elders and the curiosity, compassion, and courage of our young people. And when you knit those two together, our survival is in that. Any movement that happened in this country or in this world was won because of the courage of young people.
I'm so glad that you put it like that, because our survival is on the ballot.
Yes.
And so speaking of which, we're going to come back in a moment, y'all. And Cook County Board President Tony Winkle is going to join us, and that's 2 powerhouse women making change and taking names.
Yeah.
In a moment, it's the Brunch Bunch.
I love that. We got Susical with it.
Exactly. All right. What I love about you, Tara, you just go. Right.
How have you been? How are you?
I'm doing good. You know, we got our challenges, but you know, we face them, put them to work, give them to God, and keep it moving.
Yeah. Did I miss you at the service?
Yes, you missed me at the service because my school got broken into that same day. So I was literally on my way to the service, and then my builder sent a picture. Well, first my daughter said, "Ma, have you been able to get on Hill Hill's cameras?" I was like, "No, I'm not getting on Hill Hill's cameras. I'm on my way to the service." And so then I saw it. I'm like, "Oh my God."
Okay, no problem.
No, I don't know anything. I mean, he can, but
Well, yeah, he texted me, but I ain't know the number. He was like, I just want to shout y'all out.
Tony Preckwinkle.
so
All right, I'm gonna put you on hold just for a second. We got about 2 more minutes in the song, and then we come into the air. Okay?
Okay.
can we put them both on at the same time? We can. Perfect. Let's do it.
Did they practice for that?
No.
No, they didn't, but they're seasoned. They know what to do.
You good? All right, if you with it, I'm with you.
Yeah, Mike said he just wanted to call and like shout us out or something.
Yeah, all right, that's fine.
I was telling Jameer to handle that. I was walking in.
It's all good. We got it under
Okay,
control.
cool,
Yeah.
cool.
Justice is talking to me too.
Well, you sure say call your friends.
Oh, this is my friend's clothing company.
Nice.
I don't know how she saw that through the.
I don't know
wrinkles.
either.
Through
I
the
don't know
wrinkles.
either. Yeah.
Y'all
Love put me on blast.
I know, right?
But like
Through the wrinkles.
50% of the proceeds.
What's up, Gary? Gary?
We ain't got that much more time, so we want to go.
Yeah, just fake. Hey, Gary, listen, I got a alarming call. Well, I'll tell you. I'll call you. 'Cause
All right.
maybe not on.
5, 4, 3, 2.
You're rocking with the Brunch Bunch right here on Inspiration 1390. It's your girl Tamara Fair on the air, and I'm proudly posted in the studio with the Brunch Bunch and Commissioner Tara Stamps. Y'all, let's give it up for them. On the eve of the actual
Yes.
election day, we've got Cook County Board President Tony Preckwinkle joining us. And as a surprise guest, we've got Commissioner Michael Scott on the line as well. What's up to the both of you?
Thank you very much for inviting me to join you. It's been a pleasure to listen to Commissioner Stamps share a little bit about the work of the county.
Yes, well, the county has been busy
Yes,
and
we
busy
are.
building, and I love that. So, you know what? Since 2010, Ms. Preckwinkle, you have led the second largest county government in the country, focusing on healthcare, criminal justice reform, and economic opportunity. And you are running again for another term. You know, it takes a lot for you guys to have the courage to keep servicing people that don't necessarily know that they need adequate representation. And so I just want to commend you both, all three of you, in fact, for your courage.
Thank you.
As well as Commissioner Michael Scott, who happens to be a personal friend of mine. What's up, Commissioner Scott?
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing wonderful. Listen, I'm so excited for what you are doing, and you have used your gift to shift to not only go into the private sector, but then bring what you've learned to the private sector back to the public sector. So we are absolutely proud of you. So the things that you guys are doing on a county level have been amazing. So we talked with Commissioner Stamps about the impact that these federal cuts programs like SNAP and healthcare and housing assistance make. What is your take on it? And I'm going to ask this for President Preckwinkle first. What could those reductions mean for working families here in Cook County?
Well, we took the position that we had to step up in light of the federal cuts. And so we've provided support to the Greater Chicago Food Depository. Commissioner Stamps talked about the cutbacks in food nutrition programs and food stamps. And we stepped up in the county and provided resources to the Greater Chicago Food Depository, which supplies all of our pantries across the county. And we gave money to the state to help with rental assistance. So that people who are facing eviction could have some support in the courtroom and some assistance in meeting their back rent and staying in their homes to help them kind of tide over when they hit a rough spot. So we've been focused on trying to fill the gap as a result of these federal cutbacks, the cruelty at the federal level, and denying people access to both healthcare and nutrition programs. And I'm very grateful for the support of Commissioner Stamps, who was a lead in advocating for these initiatives in light of the federal cruelty.
Well, I am also very excited about how you guys have joined together and just made a defense team that is almost unbeatable. Now, you said something, President Preckwinkle. You provided resources for food assistance and for eviction assistance. That is powerful. How do people access either one of those?
CookCountyIL.gov is our website. CookCountyIL.gov is our website, and you can access our programs through that website. But I just want to say that we're grateful for our partnerships in this difficult moment. We really have to have partners at all levels. In the not-for-profit sector, like the Greater Chicago Food Depository, at the state level, the Illinois Housing Development Authority, IDA, is the place where our rental assistance program is housed. So we're going to make this we're going to get through this by our partnerships and our willingness to collaborate and cooperate with all of the actors who are concerned about the opportunities that exist and the challenges that exist for our residents.
That's amazing. So, Commissioner Scott, you have also been in this fight on another level. What have been some of the initiatives that your office has put forth in order to address some of these cutbacks?
Well, first, let me say I am just ever grateful to be serving with two powerful women, women who are concerned about our communities, not just on the west side, not just on the south side, but the entire county of Cook. It is a pleasure to work with people who are dedicated to serving our communities. As it relates to what I'm doing specifically, I'm working right now with the President's office to, we had something called homeowners assistance. As you know, there is a great affordability crisis in our communities, and it is because of what is happening on the federal level. And so we're working to allocate monies towards down payment assistance for those who are just starting out, those who want to get home ownership, those who want to do those things. And that is something that we hopefully are going to be able to shift some money from some monies that haven't been used in the next couple months. And the president has been, ever so grateful in making sure that, we're working on, I look at the county as a safety net government. Those who are the least of these in our communities can go to so many different places within our government to get assistance. The major part of our budget is health services, and our president says all the time that health should not be an option. It should be a right that everybody's afforded. And so making sure that we are putting money towards that, making sure that people who don't have defense when they're in trouble in the legal field, that we're having money for their defense, and just a myriad of different things that Tyra Snapps is doing, that the president are doing on the county level, just to make sure that people have that baseline and that we are serving the least of these, which gives me honor to serve. I've been able to serve in a lot of different capacities, but the tangible work that we do on the county is something that I'm so very proud of.
Well, I love that. You guys have kind of assembled a dream team up in here. So one of the initiatives that's gained attention is the county's efforts to eliminate millions of dollars in medical debt. And, that's huge. Your medical debt can put you on a homeless pathway, right? So how does relieving that burden change the financial outlook of families across Cook County? Tara, please. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, President Winkle.
Sure. One of the things we looked at when we were trying to figure out what we were going to do with our American Rescue Plan Act money, the money that came to us to help combat the effects of the pandemic, was, what were the real challenges people faced? And the principal reason that people declare bankruptcy in this country is they can't pay their medical debts. And so we worked with a group called Undo Medical Debt, which was doing this work with philanthropy across the country. And we were the first unit of government to look at medical debt elimination as a government program. And we have eliminated medical debt for more than 600,000 Cook County residents. 800 million medical debt eliminated by the county, and another 700 by the state of Illinois, which, having looked at our program, decided that they would do it statewide. So $1.5 billion in medical debt eliminated for more than 600,000 Cook County residents. And I want to thank Commissioner Scott and Commissioner Stamps for their support of this initiative. And we're going to continue it with our own resources in the coming years. We've used up our American Rescue Plan Act resources, but we're going to continue with our own county funds. So this is a really critical initiative that helps so many of our residents.
$1.5 billion is huge. I know we got some happy residents in the county of Cook, thanks to all of you. Now tell me, and I want all three of you guys to answer this, why are these midterm elections so important to the defense of our democracy?
Well, it's the pathway to the general. We have to have, I was at 6 churches yesterday, and this verse kept coming out, Proverbs 29:2. It says, when the people are righteous in authority, the people rejoice. our people are not rejoicing because the leadership is not righteous. But at Cook County, I am honored to say we have righteous, justice loving people serving. And so we have to continue to elect people using this is our tool that we got, right? To right the wrong until something else comes up. Elections is how we level set, how we get good people in office to make sound decisions and that will put people before politics. And so it's critical for people to turn out so that we send a message to those in that to the federal
Washington.
Government, to the other folk,
That's right.
that the people are ready to stand up
we
and fight
want
back.
this,
And
not that.
that's exactly right.
So to both or all three of you, what's the message that you want residents to hear about staying engaged, informed, and active in the civic process at this moment? And then I want you to give your punch numbers.
Well, I'll start with that. So, one, to Tara's point, you want people who are going to represent you. You want people who understand kind of what needs to happen and who are going to represent you to the fullest. We have people all over the place that don't do, what they claim that they're going to do. One thing that I will say about, the women that I serve with, and this being Women History Month, I got to give props to the women that I serve with.
30 seconds.
Specifically on the county board.
Well, unfortunately, we're running out of time, Mike, but we want to get those punch numbers out. So what's your punch number? 102. President Pratt Wiggle, what's your punch number? 91.
And I'm 101.
101. All right, guys, listen, this has been incredible. And I'm so happy you did it today, because today and tomorrow is your last day to actually make your voices
That's right. You can
heard.
still go early vote today.
That's
early
right.
vote, early
no
vote.
line, no wait, no traffic. In the meantime, in between time, we always want to encourage you to keep Love 24 alive. Tell someone that you don't know, a perfect stranger, that you love them, and show someone that you do know how much you love them. Lead with love, land on love. We love each and every one of you that are servicing our county. Thank you so much for joining us.
Having us.
And you know what? We will see you at the polls.
Yes.
Y'all stay optimistic. Awesome, awesome, awesome. We got them all three in.
Yes.
Yes, thank you guys. Thank you so much, President Pratt Wiggle. Thank you so much, Commissioner Scott.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
President,
Appreciate
I'll
you.
see you later in Oak Park.
Londa, Tina, Jameer, thank you so much for joining us. Y'all, this is critical. Get to those polls. Don't let your beds envelop you to the point where you are crippled, okay? That movie that you're talking about, that movie that's got you in a trance, it's going to be there. Put it on pause. Go vote. Come back to it. And women and men, do not suppress your significant others from going to vote. Y'all, make that a date, okay? Do
Not
it.
vote date night.
Date afternoon.
I love it.
All right,
Whatever
see you
gonna get
guys.
to the polls.
That's right. See you guys.
Thank you, Miss Fair.